going on, everyone? Devin here with MA2 Disc Golf, and I want to start this off by saying that I shot my first 1,000 rated round earlier this week in a sanctioned league, and that's a really cool thing for me to do. It's something ever since I started playing tournaments that I wanted to achieve that 1,000 rated round, and I finally did it, and it's got me pumped to continue getting better and pushing so that becomes more of my average round rather than just a hot round for me. I ended up shooting 1,019, and it was a -12 for the round. It's a pretty solid thing. No bogeys, so that's a clean round right there. And in addition to that, it got me thinking, how would a 1,000+ rated round affect someone whose rating is only just above 900? So right now I have 20 rated rounds applied to my PDGA overall rating. And they start from September 2021 and run all the way through the end of June. I have 2 from June 2021 that dropped off because they're more than 12 months old. So for those of you who don't know how the player ratings work, a player's PDGA rating is based on rounds in the 12 months prior to the date of their most recently rated round. The most recent 25% or 1/4 of rounds will count double once there are at least 9 round ratings. This makes a player's recent performance a bit more important. In addition to this, I found an extension on the Chrome web store for PDGA ratings, and it's called the PDGA rating tool. And I'll leave a link down in the description box below. And what this does, it allows you to go onto your PDGA site and input rounds by yourself for ones that haven't been applied to your score yet. What this allows you to do is kind of see an estimate of where your rating will be after certain events have been applied to it. I've messed around with it a little bit, and I'm going to do that here for this video and add the 4 rounds that should show up for the August 2022 score update, and then my 3 rounds that won't because the league is still ongoing at this point in time. And that includes that 1,000 rated round. But at the end, I'll add all 7 of them in and see just exactly how much my average rating will be adjusted based on the 7 added scores. Again, those 7 most recent rounds average about a 961 rating. So already that's 52 above what my current rating is. And I'm just curious to see exactly when they're added, how my overall rating will shape up. So what you'll do is you can enter your tournament name and the round number. I'm just going to add them all without a round number or tournament name. And then I'm going to pick the date that they were played on. It's a little weird. When you pick a day, it'll always pick the day before. So there'll be like 1 day off, but I wouldn't be too concerned about that. So first one is going to be pick 11 July to get it to 10 July, and that's a 969 rated round. Then the week after that, on the 17th, I shot a 966. Already you can see the adjusted rating here going up. So it's at 917 after those 2 rounds are added. The last 2 come from a recent win I had in one of the Sudga series events in southern Utah out in Kanab. And I ended up getting a 956 in the first round. And then second round, I ended up with a 939, and that's my second win as an MA2 player. So with the 4 that I know will be added or should be added for August, I'll go up by about 14 points to 923, which is a solid boost for only 4 rounds being added. And as you can see, these green numbers on the right side here show that 25% of your most recent rounds. So because I'll have 24 after this, it'll be my most recent 6 rounds. And then all the other ones will still be regular as far as counting, whereas these 6 will be doubled. Now let's add the other rounds, which, because they're a league, I'm not positive exactly how they show up once they're applied to the ratings. But the first one was on the 11th, and that was a 962 rated round. And then I guess you could say my one bad round, in quotes, was a 917 last week. And then most recently, a 1019 rated round. And when adding all of those, I end up with a 932 rating, or 23 points higher. And that's, again, just an estimate, but it also shows that everything that's doubled are going to be those recent rounds, because that'll be 7 out of 27 total rounds rated, which is about 25%. And a 23-point increase, even though I shot 1,019 rated rounds, still allows me to play in the intermediate division at MA2. So realistically, it doesn't increase your rating that much, especially if you have a lot of tournaments or leagues that you've played and a lot of rated rounds in the last year, especially when they're lower than what you shot by a significant amount. And you might be looking at my ratings and see that there's an 853 and an 852, and well, why are those still on there if he's shooting 1,000 rated rounds? Well, 1,000 rated round, let's put it that way. But the reason why they're not is because they'll only drop off if I average either 2.5 standard deviations or 100 points higher than those round ratings. The issue with this is that even with all 7 added, I'm only averaging a 932 for my rating. And because they're only 80 points behind, and the standard deviation for all 27 rounds ends up being just over 100 points, it goes down to 100. So only round ratings that are below a 832 will be dropped from being scored or included in my overall rating. It's really interesting because the further spread out your scores are, the more scores will be included. Whereas if you have a lot of tightly packed scores, then your standard deviation will be generally lower than that 100 points. So an off round won't affect you nearly as much. But with a 932 rating, I mean, if I keep playing at the same rate I am, it's only a matter of time before I'm going to have to bump up to MA1. And, I mean, it could be a channel name change in the near future if I keep playing the way I am. So let me know in the comments below if you think this PDGA rating tool is useful for you, and what's your hot round that you've shot. Again, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.